everybody. Randy Patterson here with Boomerocity again, and I have a fun interview for you this time, and I hope every time I do, but especially this time. I always love talking to the guys who have been in the blues business for a very long time, and today I have one of those guys. His name is Benny Turner. He's been in the blues and old gospel for many, many years. And he has a new album out called BT. You see it here behind me. And the label, No Love Records, has put it out and in honor of his 85th birthday. Can you imagine that? 85 years old and still performing, still recording. I just love it. And I had the privilege and the honor to talk with Benny about this album and some of his insights into blues and old gospel music and that type of thing. Benny is also the kid brother of blues great Freddie King, who passed away, gosh, almost 50 years ago. I just can't believe how fast the time has gone. But he played with Freddie. He also has been, he worked with Cash McCall, who is a great friend of his, Mighty Joe Young, Marva Wright, and the Kindly Shepherds, and Otis Clay, just all sorts of different people. And obviously, it shouldn't come as any surprise, but he's also an inductee into the Chicago Blues Hall of Fame. And so, no wonder I was thrilled to be able to talk to Benny about all of this. And we just had a great chat. Super nice guy, super friendly. Again, honored to be able to talk to him. So, please give this interview a listen. It's a fun one to listen to. Hit like if you don't mind. Subscribe to the channel also if you don't mind. And share the link to this interview with your friends who also love the blues. I think they'll really enjoy this chat. So without any further ado, here's my first interview with blues great Benny Turner. Until next time, this is Randy Patterson with Boomerocity. Take care. Well, Benny, thanks a million for taking the time to chat with me. I'm really looking forward to this.
Well, cool. I, I ain't did a Zoom in a long time, so
All right. Well, I'll try to make it as painless as possible. So, where are you dialing in from?
Lancaster,
Pennsylvania?
Central Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, okay. Good deal. Good deal. I'm in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. So, I'm a couple miles up the road from Dollywood. So, that's where I am. So, well, hey, I this is an honor to be able to talk to you, Benny. I just with everything you've been involved with in the music business, and especially with gospel and blues and all of that, it's just a big honor to speak with you. And I was just curious, have you? I talked to Marshall Chess about 3 weeks ago from Chess Records there in Chicago, and you cut your teeth there. Did you ever work with Marshall at all?
No,
No? Okay.
I, I did most of my recording at Wonderful, Wonderful Records.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you did any session work or anything like that there. And but yeah, very good. Very good. Listen,
Well,
go
I
ahead.
did,
I'm sorry.
I did school one day and end up sitting in on a session with Sonny Boy.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
Boy,
I didn't know I was being treated. It was a big treat, you know. I didn't know it till later, you know.
yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well,
so
you would have forgot what you learned in school that day, but you never forgot sitting in with Sonny Boy, right?
that's right.
I would have cut school too. So I before we get into this great new album of yours, with your background in gospel and in electric blues, from your perspective, I know I've read and heard a lot of people say a lot of different things about how they feel there's a connection between the two, but from your perspective, what makes it such that gospel music, and I grew up listening to it too. I was raised in church, the old Southern gospel and bluesy gospel stuff. Raised on Elvis, all that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So I know what it means to me, but from your perspective, What is that connection between the blues and gospel music?
Uh, Feeling. That's the best way to explain it. You know, even when I do the blues or if I do the gospel, it has to come from the heart.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's about the only thing I can explain. You know, that would make sense. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
and but if you're gonna do it right, you put out the same amount of energy.
that's right. And it better come from the heart if people are going to resonate with it, right?
Exactly. Because if you don't feel it, they don't feel it.
That's right. There's so much truth to that. And I wish more performers, known and unknown, would realize that because the audience picks up on
Oh man, yeah.
it. I, I don't sing and I don't play a musical instrument, but I am a fan. And if I'm sitting in the audience and somebody acts like they'd rather be somewhere else,
Mhm.
the rest of the audience feels it. So
Yeah.
it's so you have put this new album out. I absolutely love it. I love everything about it. I love the choice of songs, the new stuff you put on there, the tone of the instruments, everything from soup to nuts. I love it all. Tell me the story behind you putting this record together.
Well, I'd say I don't know if this will be the last one. It may be, and it may not be. And I said, what I'll do, I'll just go back and try to touch base with all of the people that had a little influence on me over the years. You know, the most influence. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, I picked this. I like this record that he did. You know, and Howlin' Wolf. You know, my friends, Howlin' Wolf, and you know that was how I did it. You know, just pick the best song that I like that they did. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and all but Joe Turner. I never met Joe Turner.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to, but my folks were big fans of Joe Turner.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, my name is Turner.
You're a little partial to that name, right? So
No kid.
but you never met Joe, huh?
Never met him.
Oh my.
Yeah, but I had I didn't put Charles Brown on there. I did something about Charles Brown early on, and I actually didn't put it on there because I forgot. You know, I wished I had. You know, I recorded Black Knight with Charles Brown.
Wow.
You
My
know,
goodness.
in the in the 40s. That was me and Freddie used to sit down at the radio and listen to Charles Brown, and he said, "Man, you love Charles Brown," you know, and he's playing, you know, like, and he was, you know, Charles Brown and Hank Williams, and those were our favorites. And
Wow.
and to meet Charles Brown and he actually to play on my CD was quite a treat.
Oh, I bet. You
Mhm.
probably were pinching yourself the whole time, huh?
Yeah, he's talking because Charles can talk.
Well, I would have loved to have been the fly on the wall during that time to hear the stories, huh? So now I read in prepping for this interview, I read that I mean, first of all, it took a couple years to get this album together because of different things, and most notably COVID happening and that type of deal. But I saw where you went down to Muscle Shoals and recorded in the Fame Studios there, and that would have been in 2018. I know that Rick Hall, that owned Fame Studios, he had died just prior to when it said you went down there to record. Had you ever recorded there before? And if so, did you ever meet Rick and talk to him?
No, I did not.
Wow. What was it
No.
like recording in Fame Studios?
Oh man, those musicians are incredible, incredible. I said I actually couldn't go down to do a few things, so I sent the tracks down there and let them just take the tracks and do what they want. They're that good,
Yeah.
and we went down to Villa to visit, with some of my friends, some of my biker friends. They
Hmm.
wanted to go out and have a look at the studio, so I went down with them, and we had fun because they gave them a little tour, you know, and I haven't been back since. But
Wow.
I plan to go back
Yeah.
if I do another one.
Yeah. I need to make it down there too. It's not that far for me and I still haven't made it down there yet. What's you've worked on a lot of records. What was different working on this new record of yours compared to everything else you've ever worked on?
Because I produced it.
Ah,
Yeah, I produced it, and I got to do what I wanted, what I felt, and I think I kind of surprised myself when I did the background on the Howling Wolf song.
mm-hmm.
Uh,
I've had my fun going down.
I've had my fun. Yeah, I have had
Yeah.
my fun,
Mm-hmm.
and I had some of my other friends that was going to do background, and they wasn't available. And I had put some tracks on there, and I said, "Wait, this sounds pretty good to me," And I said, "Let me get serious." And so I gave it another run, and it turned out really good. So I'm singing the lead, and I'm doing all four background tracks, vocal,
Wow.
harmonizing. I'm doing all of it, and that's one thing I've never done. And you know, uh, I'm able to use my own ideas and completely on my own. That was different, different from a lot of stuff I've done.
Were there any surprises in working on this album, especially compared to other albums that you've worked on? Anything that surprised you, either from the recording of it or you being a producer, something that you weren't anticipating?
Well, that was, that was, and Billy Davis from the Midnighters.
Hmm.
That was one. He's the last member of the Hank Ballard Midnighters,
Yeah.
and that was a surprise and a treat. And he introduced himself to me at in Detroit. We went there to do a festival there, and I met him there, and we got to be friends. And he said, "Yeah, man, yeah, yeah." So he played on the tune, and uh, on and on, and one thing led to another, one thing led to another. But that was a couple of the highlights.
Cool. Which I know you're not supposed to pick a favorite song on an album because it's like picking your favorite kid, and we're not supposed to do that. But what song would you point to on this album as being a calling card, especially to people who may not have heard you or may not have heard you in a while? And what song would you point to and say, "Hey, if you like this song, you're really going to love the rest of the record"?
Well, there's a couple on there that I like. G. Clark, "When I Call on You,"
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
really a great tune. Of course, I played Apollo Theater with D. Clark.
Wow.
When I first went out on the road, uh, as a young guy, and D. Clark came by Walton's Corner, not far from those old Squeeze Club where me and Freddie King used to play,
Mm-hmm.
and asked me to go on the road with him. And Freddie had all of his things, already set up. And so I wasn't part of it. And so when DC come on, go on the road with me. And I said, I jumped at it. We left Chicago, and so I was playing guitar at the time,
Mhm.
and because I was, doing the little gospel, playing with gospel groups.
Right.
And he had this tune, "When I Call on You." That's when I call on you. And he only did it maybe once or twice, and I fell in love with the song. I said, "Hey, D, come on, man, sing the song." And I don't know why he didn't do it anymore. Maybe it just didn't fit into the repertoire.
Yeah.
And so I said, I'm going to do it. I couldn't do it as well as him because he's got that high voice. So I
Yeah.
did it,
Yeah.
but it still kicks.
I agree. I agree.
And then the
I
Muddy Waters. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
And then the Muddy Waters song. Uh,
It's on there, number 5. It's on the sheet.
Let me check this out. Just a
Mhm.
second.
Born in this time. Born in this time.
Born in this time, and I
Mhm.
haven't heard anybody cover this tune. And I said this would be perfect because uh, nobody's covered it. And well, at the time that I did it, I don't know about now. And of course, I used to hear uh, stories, slave stories, from aunts and stuff. I'm born in '39, so I can go back pretty far. And matter of fact, they had the old slave bells still out by my uncle's house. And
Wow.
when I went down there, I took Nola Blue, Sally.
Mm.
She went down and she got to see it. And,
Mm.
and so that was pretty special, of course, But and then I think it was Mandingo. Mandingo. Uh, my Muddy Waters did it
Mhm.
at the beginning of the movie.
Well, I can't pick a favorite from this album because I love all the songs, but the one that grabbed my attention was the first cut, Bump Miss Sue. And I thought once I started listening, I thought, man, I'm going to love this. This is, and I did. And one thing I noticed, Benny, is, I don't know all the songs like you did, but I knew a few, and there was such a lot of times I was amazed at how you did how some of the songs on the album just had such a churchy feel. I mean, I would be working and listening to the record, and I wasn't catching the words, but I thought, ooh, that sounds a little churchy there. I kind of like that, and then you get into that real nice, grindy, dirty blues, and it's just like, this guy's got me, man. He's got me really good here. So, because those are the extremes I love, and you just captured all of that so incredibly well. And that's the reason why when Mark said, if I would be interested in talking with you, I was like, yeah, let me jump at this, man. This is fun. But you mentioned a couple songs that you didn't get onto the album. Do you anticipate being able to take some of the leftovers and put some other songs with it and come out with one in about another year or so?
I'm thinking about it.
Well, I
I,
hope you do.
and if no, if Nola Blue wants to do it, I'll do it.
All right. I bet you they do. I bet you they'd love to have you do another one for their label. I can't help but notice, I didn't know this was going to be the case, but I noticed your little cigar box guitar back behind you. Is there a story behind that?
There is one, but Sally would have to tell you.
I'd love to hear it if you don't mind telling it.
Can I tell it from the side? Because I'm not
Go.
camera ready.
Okay, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Sure. So this is Benny's in my office for this
Mhm.
interview. And so that's a Nola Blue cigar box guitar. It was a gift for me from someone named Travis Bolin. And
Mhm.
Travis actually lives in Nashville and he makes
Okay.
custom guitars. He made a custom bass, in fact, for Benny when we did the festival for Benny's 80th birthday. So it's just a fun memory and a nice gift from a very talented musician.
Ah, well, I noticed it right away, and like I said, I don't play, but I love the whole concept of the cigar box guitars because to me nothing says blues like something played on those, and
Well,
that's
there's another one sitting back there. You can't see it.
no, I
Uh,
can't.
Oh yeah, you should pull it up. You can
get it. Just a second.
Oh, righty.
How about this one?
Oh my. Now there's got to be a story behind that one.
It sure is.
Tell me about it.
This is my friend Cash McCall. This is
Whoa,
yeah. This is Cash McCall's guitar.
my goodness.
Yeah, he gave it to me. We did the CD going back home,
Hmm.
and he gave me this after the session before he passed away.
Wow. I bet you a lot of people's been trying to buy that off of you too, huh?
They will,
Well,
but
well, thank.
they won't be able to get it. We're gonna retire the wall or something. It's
Well, man,
already
I appreciate you showing that to me. That is beautiful, and knowing that it belonged to him. Wow, very
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I got
So what's
go ahead.
no, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I also have Leroy Crum from the Soul Stirrers. I have
Wow,
that guitar, one of their guitars, that he gave me.
wow,
And Freddie, of course, I got Freddie King guitar,
my
and
goodness.
you know, there's stuff to keep me company. If
Yeah, yeah,
I got the blues, I can sit down and play the blues.
there you go. What I'm surprised Joe Bonamassa hasn't bought them from you yet. He seems to be buying all the other guitars, huh? So,
I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows where I am. I'm,
oh, I wouldn't count on that. He seems to know anybody who's anybody in the blues, So he if he don't, he shame on him for not knowing about you. But
yeah.
so what do you have planned next? This album's out, and well, what are people saying about the album? It's been out a couple weeks now. What are people saying about it?
I haven't. Great thing, great. You know, everybody got the tune that they like or whatever, and good reviews. I haven't had a negative review yet,
Good. Well,
and
I I love it. Like I said, I think it's if somebody doesn't like it, they don't know good music, you know. But
that's right. But I plan to go out and work uh, behind it, and and play a lot of the tunes on there. You
hmm
know, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. We just cleared up Switzerland tour,
Oh,
and so I'm going to think about that about the first of the year.
nice.
We were,
Switzerland's beautiful there.
yeah. So it come out beautiful Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, hey, when God created the heaven and the earth, he put his best in the East Tennessee and made the rest of the world out of what was left. So,
Yep.
well, what else would you like to do next? You've got this great album. You're going to do a little bit of touring. What else would you like to do, say, in the next year or so?
About it. That's about it. I'm gonna do. I don't want to get out on the road like we used to. Like
Yeah,
night after night after night.
that's rough.
On the weekends or something. Because
Yeah.
I was breeding chicken like you. I was young as
Oh,
you.
listen to you. Flattery will get you everything. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I can't handle a lot of travel anymore either. I wimped out. You know, you were much stronger at that kind of stuff than me, but I used to do a bit of travel and I don't think I could do it anymore either. So, but well, when life is over, how would you like to be remembered? What do you hope your legacy is?
I have had my fun. I had fun. And and there was a guy I met in Switzerland. He was a bass player, and we talked, and I did not know I had such an impact on him. And I said, man, I hope that a lot of the young musicians that I run up on, I hope I have this like uh, thing that make them feel better, make them about what they're doing,
Mhm.
and kind of made me feel good. But I didn't know, that I had such an impact, on this guy. But and then Sally got the email and sent it to me, and I said, man, I hope hope I can influence, um, a lot of more young musicians coming up,
Mhm.
like
Well, that's what it's all about.
Young Rel. Have you heard of him?
Who?
Young Rel. He's only about 17 years old, but he plays the harp like Lou Bartok.
I haven't heard of him. I'm going to need to look him up.
Yeah, we took him to Switzerland with us. He's
Wow.
really good. Yes.
Very good. Well, Benny,
Harold, his
this
name
was
is Harold Davenport.
oh, okay. Yeah, no, I've heard
Harold,
of them. Yeah,
yeah, check him out. Check him out.
I definitely will. Well, Benny, this was a lot of fun, and I hope that when you come out with the next album, that we get to talk again. And if you get over here to East Tennessee, I'm going to come see you so I can shake your hand, maybe hug your neck, and we can have a glass of iced tea or a cup of coffee together or something. And we can talk about Sally and how well she helped you out on this today. So,
That's for
so
sure. That's for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank
It was, go ahead.
I was just going to say thank you so much for taking the time. It was a lot of fun. It's an honor. I love talking to anybody in the blues, and you've made my day here. So thank you for taking that time to talk to little old me. And I look forward to talking to you again in the coming months. Okay.
It will be my pleasure.
All right, sir. Thank you, and thank you, Sally, for all your help.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, y'all take care now. Stay safe and healthy.
You
You
too.
too.
All right, bye bye.